Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis. And breaking scoreboard, Simone of the Olympics. Defense and big business, the Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the three in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bell in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. Man, what's really good? It's update time, update time. All right, extra, extra, read all about it. The Cleveland Cavaliers are not playing with the NBA. Executive, oh, wait a minute, not general manager. President of Basketball Operations Kobe Altman has struck again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he has struck again. He has provided Coach J.B. Bickerstaff with another weapon so he can increase his chances of winning early. Yes, extra, extra, read all about it. So why am I coming to you today? All right. Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz is proud to announce that just as of uh 4:37 p.m., the Cleveland Cavaliers are acquiring guard forward Caris LeVert in a 2022 second round pick via Miami from the Indiana Pacers in exchange for Ricky Rubio, a lottery protected 2022 first round pick and a 2022 second round pick via Houston and a 2027 second round pick via Utah. What? Oh, now, this is my time to talk my shit. Oh, they're going to have to put Colin Sexton in the trade. Oh, they're going to have to put Isaac Okoro in the trade. When in the history of niggerdom, excuse my French, I probably shouldn't say that. When in the history, you know what I'm saying, of legit deal making, okay, was two top 10 picks, all right, supposed to be not enough for a guy who was like the 16th pick? All right, but nonetheless, the Cavs are fully loaded. Loaded. Oh my God. You don't know how much I love this trade. Now, it hurts. Okay. Darius Garland's going to be out. They probably just going to hold him out after the All-Star break, which is fine. Um, Ricky Rubio is now an Indiana Pacer. And it was already reports that Ricky Rubio was thinking about just not playing basketball no more and just investing in his kids more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ricky Rubio, it was a motherfucking pleasure to have you in Cleveland, bro. As a true diehard Cleveland Cavaliers fan, I appreciate every ounce of what you did for this Cleveland Cavalier organization and your half a season playing with us. It is so unfortunate that you had to depart in this manner, and it's highly appreciative that we were able to use you and get you to sign off on us, sending you to a place where, you know, things can happen. All right. It was a pleasure having you, my guy. But pulling this move off right now, OMG. All right. So when they are healthy, because marketing out, you know what I'm saying, sexing out for the year. All right. Marketing probably will come back in sometime in March. I'm not tripping because we got a good record right now. And then acquiring Caris LeVert, you know, you got games to work him in. You know what I'm saying? Him and Isaac Okoro getting wing chemistry is going to be very vital. But this trade is so fire. The Cavalier backcourt of the future. Garland, Sexton, Caris LeVert. You rotating that at your guard position? Buckets, buckets, buckets. Facilitating, length, athleticism, aggression. Oh, we gonna talk about aggression. All right. Now on the wing, you got a rotation of Marketing, Osmond, and Okoro, and you still got Stevens? What? You still got Rondo off the bench? You still got Love off the bench? Mobley and Allen? Oh, crap. The Cavs can contend for a ship this year. This is one of those moves to where if Caris played up to his potential, the Cavs can make a lot of noise in this year's playoffs. And next year will definitely be. I'm putting my bets up soon as the season over. Cavs for the ring next year. I'm putting it up. I'm putting it up. This also tells me that Colin is cool with not getting $100 million right now. I think you could see Colin sign for like $20 million a year. You might get 4 years. You might even get like 22. You could get 4 years, 80 million. He could get 5 years, 100 million, like Jared Allen. Which I think I've always been of the mindset that Saxon should get paid more than Allen, or he definitely shouldn't get paid less. I just don't understand you paying him less. So then Garland still got another season to play before his contract up. I think Caris LeVert got 2 more years on his deal. I think his new deal kicked in last year. So he only in year 2 of a 3-year deal. I think it's a 4th-year option. Might even be a team option on that year. But we got him at $17 million a year. So we traded Rubio's contract and a couple first-round picks for the same contract, but a guy that's 27 years old and gonna contribute. That is a hell of a fucking move. Mind you, Caris LeVert was in the trade last year that Kobe Altman stuck in to take Jared Allen. So ultimately, he traded 2 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks and got Jared Allen and Caris LeVert. You talk about guys with chemistry already, all right? And let me tell you, Caris LeVert is starting. Make no mistake about this. It's going to be Garland, LeVert, Marketing, Mobley, and motherfucking Allen. And ain't nobody going to be able, bruh. Caris LeVert is going to allow Evan Mobley to get off so much more. And Marketing is going to be open for so many more shots. This team about to be scary. Bro, if Colin Sexton would have fucked around and came back for the playoffs, I'd be screaming championship this year. You know what I'm saying? Not because it's their expectation, just because I know they could pull it off. Because now you get Colin coming off the bench. Bruh, who fucking with this bench? Colin, Okoro, Osmond, and motherfucking Love. That is fire, okay? And you could interchange that for Davis, Stevens, Wade. You know what I mean? But I know I keep mentioning certain players, but Woj and Chris Windhorst, they all, said that the Cavs could make multiple moves at the deadline. Um, with that being said, we still have a few trade exceptions that we could use to get some expiring contracts, injury exceptions. Um,
I would think Kobe would try to get an expiring contract of a young guy that he could re-sign. Um, in my opinion, a guy like that was probably another big. I'm gonna tell you where the Cavs need something, all right? Because they got a wing. I mean, they need another point guard, but Brandon Goodwin is playing really good right now, and you still got Rondo for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to overuse him right now. He could just help the young guys get his shape, get his legs right, because in the playoffs, he gonna play hard. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the Cavs need another defensive big, like a legitimate defensive big man, because there are going to be games in the playoffs where they're going to key in on Mobley and Allen, if not both Mobley or Allen, if not both at the same time. You're going to need if Kobe's getting ready for the playoffs, which be a guy who was in this organization for every year that we went to the championship, being David Griffin, right? He and with I could see a play for a defensive big. Vaughn, what's a prediction without some names? I we ain't really need in draft picks. So this is probably a stretch, but a guy like Marvin Bagley would be fire right now. Why? Because Marvin Bagley is a stretch big who could play defense in the paint. Ultimately, you're going to have to replace Love. And if you can get a guy already on your roster to play with Love, you know what I'm saying, before his contract expire, you doing something. Marvin Bagley would keep the height up for the big man. He would actually give them a fourth big man at 6'10", 6'11", or better, which is something you're going to lead in this league. He'd be athletic. I'm not saying that the Cavs will get him. What I'm saying is, though, with acquiring Caris LeVert, knowing that you're gonna resign Garland, you're gonna resign Sexton, you know what I'm saying, and most likely, at some point, not Caris LeVert contract go in. If I'm mistaken, it's gonna end when Garland should end. If not, it's gonna end the year Okoro should end, which is even more raw if his contract don't end till Okoro. Matter of fact. Let me fact check this, man. I always be rambling off and shit when I could just go look at the goddamn contract. All right, let me see where Caris LeVert at. He right here. Boom. Mm-hmm. Caris contract. Let me get over here. He in his fifth season, number 20 pick. So he was guaranteed 3 years. So he got 3 years, the fourth year option. So it was 17, 18, 19. Right. Yeah, so I was right. So his kick is because he signed a 3-year, $51 million deal. That was in 19, but he wasn't at the end of his contract yet. So last year was 2021? Yeah, because it's 21, 22. So yeah, last year was this. Yeah. So next year he might have a team option for a fourth year on that contract, and I think that fourth year is probably for like 19 to 20 million. Um, but that ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? Especially, oh, you ain't poured it up. Look, this is why I love him, my guy. What that say right there? His contract up when? In 22, 23? So, okay, so his new contract kicked in last year. This the second year of his deal this year, right? And then next year, so I was right. Okay, but he don't got a fourth year option on that deal. However, by acquiring him the way we acquire him in Caris LeVert, we own his bird rights, so we can go over the cap to re-sign him. All right. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. as much shit as I will talk about Dan Gilbert, if we have a team that is competing for a championship, he will pay over the tax for that team. All right. He paid over the tax for Tristan and fucking J.R. Smith
Hey,
and
that's one thing
Kevin
I always
Love
tell people, bro.
and you know what I'm
I
saying? And I
always
ain't
tell people Dan Gilbert will spend that bread. I don't know why people be acting like he won't. He gonna spend
yeah.
that bread, man. Trust me.
He definitely gonna spend that
Look at
bread.
the Smith for nothing.
Mm-hmm. So you already got, like I say, you got Allen locked in for 5 years. Mobley locked in for 4 years. Marketing locked in for 4 years. You still got a Coro for another 2 seasons. You got Love for at least another season. Garland for another season. Sexton at the end of his deal. So, like I say, you can legitimately give Garland like 5 years, 100 million. I mean, Sexton 5 years, 100 million. You could turn right around and give Garland 5 years, 125 million. You know what I'm saying? Or you could turn around and give him 5 years, 100 million. You know what I'm saying? You could turn right around and give Caris LeVert like 4 years, 80 million. 4 years, 90 million. And it won't even matter. You know what I'm saying? He gonna pay that bread because guess what? All of them guys are young. You can get them playing together for half a decade, bruh, and they gonna give the whole league problems. You know what I'm saying? A Coro game goes now. Now this tells me they're not forcing a Coro to grow his offensive game. As many people was clamoring and looking for them to, let a Coro, a Coro. Now don't get me wrong, I want to see a Coro grow his offensive game too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I don't. But he is only 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So he got time. You know what I'm saying? And whenever his offensive game blossom to some consistency, it's gonna be a plus for the Cavs. You know what I'm saying? And look, as I was saying, they gonna make a move for the defensive big man because, like I say, damn, they don't really gotta search for how to replace Love. Cause marketing gonna replace Love. Marketing ain't gonna play the 3 forever. And I wouldn't be surprised if they move Marketing to the bench when he come back off his ankle injury. But can you imagine Colin and Marketing off the bench? What? With a Coro? Bruh, that's a solid ass 3 off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Saxton can play the 1 or 2. Or Coro can play the 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? And Marketing can play the 4 or 5. That's perfect. That is ideal. All right. Osman. Now, the question is, who is the odd man out? Because the Cavs could trade a 2024 first round, and they could trade another future second round, and expiring, a trade exception. Whether it be the Rubio injury trade exception and the Colin Sexton trade exception, or the JaVale McGee trade exception. They don't have to use them all, but they got options. They can use any one of those to acquire a young guy who is expiring contract on bird rights. You know what I'm saying? Defensive guy. It'll probably be hard to get a Robert Williams from Boston. And he'll probably want to keep playing starter. Once you be a starter, man, it's hard to go back to rotation guy. You know what I'm saying? Robert Williams played good enough defense to start. So, but two, I'm gonna say this. I'm a fan of the Cavs bringing Tristan Thompson back. If the Cavs gonna make a playoff run this year, and they can use an exception for an expiring contract, I am all in favor of them using that $8.9 million injury trade exception for Ricky Rubio to trade for Tristan Thompson and bring him back. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for that because Tristan not gonna ask for a lot of minutes, and he get to compete for a title again with the team that drafted him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be a defensive big man that can come in and really help, especially if you got to go small ball. You're not gonna have to ask him to cover a lot of you know what I'm saying, a lot of guards and shit because of the team we got. You know what I'm saying? But bruh, that'll be raw, bruh. I'm looking at, and then Tristan will probably resign just on some. Oh, I could
So you
contend and
already
help
you
be a
already know how I
mentor
feel
to the
about
young
double
guy.
team,
You
man.
already know how I feel about double T, man.
Mm-hmm. But this is a perfect world for him to come back. Him and Love back together with Osman, and then you can add you and Rondo, bruh. Okay. So the breaking news. All right, y'all live with us. The Dolphins are working on a deal to make 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel their next head coach. All right. The next head coach. So the Dolphins are hiring Mike McDaniel, which is probably a white guy. Probably some kin to Josh McDaniel. Um, and as crazy as this is, and as messed up as this is going to just keep fueling the point and proving the point that black coaches do not get a lot of consideration when it comes to head coaching job. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. All right. But we'll talk about that another time because we talking about these Cavs, baby. All right. But you know, the Cavs need a defensive center. A guy that's not gonna need a lot of minutes, but that's gonna come in and play the role that JaVale McGee will play. It's a lot of probably little options out there. They could probably get a young guy and absorb his contract. But I would doubt that they do that. Because they still got two. See, even though they traded their first round pick and their second round pick in this draft, they still got another second round pick in this draft. On top of they acquired Miami's second round pick in this draft. So the Cavs still got two picks in this draft where they can acquire nice players. You know what I'm saying? And Kobe Altman clearly knows how to draft. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't missed on a draft pick yet in his era. Technically. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about paying Saxon, we talk about paying Garland, we talk about paying Okoro, we talk about Mobley definitely gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying? When KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr., he definitely would have got paid. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if Kevin Porter Jr. sitting in himself right now saying to himself, I gotta be the dumbest nigga in the world. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. He in Houston, they balling, it's whatever. But could you imagine if Kevin Porter Jr. would have stayed? We wouldn't even have to be trading for Caris LeVert right now. You know what I'm saying? But thank you, Kev. You know what I'm saying? I do like your situation over there with with Houston and Jalen Green and Christian Wood. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a nice little trio for y'all. You got Kenyon Martin Jr., you know what I'm saying? So, you good over there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't lose out totally. Y'all just ain't contending right now. But trades is dropping. The Cavs are not playing. The Cavs about to be good. What's this, 2022? Bruh, for the first time in my lifetime, I can say the Cavs might have a dynasty for the next decade, at least for the next half decade. You know what I'm saying? It's like Kobe Altman seeing how they built Cleveland and how Golden State was built, and he combined the two. You know what I'm saying? You got a athletic freak who could dominate games in Mobley. You got a guard, who's creative off the dribble, can stretch the floor. Then you got another guard who's creative off the dribble and can score on anybody. You got a defensive wing, that can rebound and guard any position on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? You got a big man down there who can guard any position in the paint. I mean, then you add Caris LeVert, bruh. Bruh. Hey, the Cavs might end up with the number 1 seed this year, bruh. You hear it here first. And maybe I ain't the first person to say it because I started miles late and everybody probably already started breaking. You know what I'm saying?
If you
If
go
you
check
go
out,
check out,
who's good
who's
yellow,
good yellow,
it's
everywhere,
probably
it's
on
probably
Game
on
Changer
Game Changer
Sports. So
Sports.
yeah,
So yeah,
I've been
I'm
on
I've been
that.
saying?
on that.
Hey, holy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't wrong too many times, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I can count one off the top of my head. You feel me? But Caris LeVert playing the way he plays, getting marketing back, getting Garland back. March. And now listen, when the Cavs, because right now the Cavs are 32-20, 32-21, 32-21, 53. So they got 29 games left. I'm saying the Cavs could possibly win. They only need 18. The First off, the Cavs getting 50 wins. The Cavs getting 50 wins. 29 games left. I think I'm pretty sure the Cavs can win 18 of these games with this lineup. You know what I'm saying? Barring nothing else happens. You know what I'm saying? This lineup can win 18 more games. And by the time they get to the playoffs, they'll be just hitting their stride. It's not going to take Caris LeVert long to adapt because his game isn't predicated on him dominating the ball all the time. But there are times when you need to let him rock out. We need a guy who is willing to close right now. And it's not necessarily on Garland. Garland can actually play the secondary and stretch the floor. You know what I'm saying? Mobley ain't ready there yet. And then when you get Sexton back next year, and you run a lineup of Garland, Sexton, and LeVert, who outscoring them, bruh? Bruh! Kobe Altman is a G! But how many of y'all gonna own up to the fact that y'all was talking shit about Kobe Altman? That Kobe Altman ain't know what he was doing. That Kobe Altman on the hot seat. He's been there 4 years and they still ain't did this. And, he needs to be doing this because of that with this and made that with that when this happened. That's what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and granted, right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers are about to play, or they're playing, I should say, the Indiana Pacers, ironically, huh? So you trade for Caris LeVert right before y'all game. The trade happened at 4:37. They play. They play. They tipped off at 6 o'clock, 6:05, something like that. All right. So you know, DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz Sports, all right, coming to let you know that the Cavs mean business. The Cavs, if you didn't hear, all right, trade alert. The Cavs are acquiring forward guard Caris LeVert from the Indiana Pacers in exchange for Ricky Rubio, a 2022 first round pick, a 2022 second round pick via Houston, and oh no, both of them Cavs and then an additional second round pick 2027 via Houston. All right. I'm saying Cavs going to the ship. We going to the ship. We going to the ship. All right. It's DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz Sports. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all later. One. Peace. Smoking out the window. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, these Cavs is gone. Ooh, ooh, bruh. Caris gonna be putting up like 20 a game, bruh. He gonna be acting a fool, bruh. He gonna be acting a whole ass, bruh. They talk about it right now. They talking about it right now, bruh. You feel me? Hey, what Carlisle got to say?
Caris in my office here, arena, and Chad Buchanan, speaker, me,
You know what I'm saying?
Cleveland had agreed to the terms of the deal. We talked about that this thing was at the 1 yard line, and that is like we have a very unique situation with our franchise, an agreement between our front office and our players that if a deal like this gets close, that they will talk to the player and let them know so we don't see it on social media or something like that. And so Chad and I had that conversation with Caris really about 17 or 18 minutes ago. And he was appreciative. He's first class human being, first class professional, tremendous player, and a guy that I'm going to miss working with. Wow.
Yeah.
Perspective. These two teams are actually playing right now as we speak. They're underway in the first quarter. So let's take you to Twitter. LeVert just walked into the arena in Cleveland.
Hey, how raw is that, bruh? How raw is that you get traded to the team you about to play and they at home? So guess what? Cleveland about to go ham in that arena because everybody got the alert in Cleveland. Everybody. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got the alert, bruh. Caris LeVert about to get love in that arena. He is about to love playing for the Cavaliers, bruh. They did you a favor. And when terms of basketball and now football, Cleveland is not the place where you come to die in your career. You actually could have a chance to be a part of history. Thank you, LeBron, for helping knock off some of that curse. Hopefully the Browns could knock off the rest. You know what I'm saying? And the Guardians will follow suit. But it's going, bro. It is going with these Cavs. These Cavs is not playing, man. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz, all right? The Cavs are going to the ship. Oh, my God, bro. Number one in the East. It's going to be so real.
We took Robert Ory back to Detroit. You remember that back in the day. So that's interesting that they do that. It's our respect. But, these are not easy things. These guys are not, as Greg, not chess pieces.
Yeah.
And he went there and worked hard. He was sick there, right? They supported him. And they support, right? He went through that. So I'm happy for him, and I'm waiting to see what the Pacers do next. Yeah. And also, listen, from a basketball standpoint, it's a great situation for him because you got to get the play relevant basketball. Family is another issue when you're moving. At least he's not going to be too far from him. He's got family staying there, schools in, or what have you. But just from a basketball standpoint, it's a great move for both teams. The Pacers now get some cap space. They get what'll end up being a late first round pick, lottery protected. So that helps them in terms of them rebuilding. And he knew, as does everyone in that locker room in Indiana, that they're going to be great. They're going to hit the reset button. And so I feel like this is the first step that they're going to take as we get deeper into the season.
All right, y'all.
The way Coach Carlisle might have planned it, we have a lot of great pieces there in Indianapolis, but they haven't really fit together so far. Listen, Caris LeVert, he can get a bucket.
Yo. End it. Bro, I ended that shit like 6 minutes ago.
Oh, you did? I didn't know you.
Yeah, I was.